6. Okay, write down materials and apparatus. Materials and apparatus. Materials and apparatus. Right? Put a point and write down same as previous. Same as previous. Same as previous. Right? Apparatus again. Draw the apparatus again. No need to label. That is also same. Right? Draw the apparatus again. Calculation is different. Right? Draw the apparatus. No need to label. Draw the apparatus again. This one. Same. That is same. Huh? Calculation is different. That's all. The calculation is didn't I write the heading? Write down determination of practical 6 determination of velocity of sound through air, and incorrection of tube, using set of tuning forks. Right? Using set of tuning forks. Only difference is in the previous one we used only one tuning fork. Here we are going to use set of tuning forks. Right? Both goes together. So even though there are 4 experiments, right? Just knowing about 2 is enough. Right? This is a very few difference. Right? Fork then set of tuning forks. Right. The theory is this. Theory only another. Okay, here, look at the board. Now we have a set of tuning forks. And going to start with the highest frequency, because highest frequency is going to give the smallest length, no? Right? Starting with the highest frequency. And repeat the same as we did before. And at one point, you are going to hear the intense sound, no? Right? At the intense sound, at the very first time you are hearing the intense sound means you add the fundamental resonance. And let incorrection be E and length at this point is L. Right? Then we know, right? At this point, lambda of O equals L plus E. Lambda equals 4 times L plus E. Right? Apply V equals F lambda. Right? And V equals F lambda. Lambda is 4 times L plus E. Right? Then what are the variables and what are constants? What about V? V, variable or constant? It's a constant. It's a constant. F? Adish, F. Constant or a variable? Variable. So, Hari, L is a variable now, because when frequency changes, who is going to change from the other side? It is L. E is a constant. That is same for a given tube under given conditions. Right? Then what are we going to change manually? That is F. Tuning fork set. So we are going to change F. Then F is going to be the independent variable. L is going to be the dependent variable. Subject L. V of OF equals L plus E. L equals V over 4 1 over F minus E. This is our X. And this part which is as a product of X is gradient minus this is a constant intercept, right? And this is Y, which means we are expecting a Y equals mx minus c curve, right? We are expecting a Y equals mx minus c. Expecting a Y equals mx minus c. Let me write the rest here, right? Now, the expected curve is here. Curve is between ln 1 over f, right? Mx minus c. No need to draw the minus side. Use dotted lines. Mx minus c, right? Mx minus c, where c is my point agone. That's an important point. This point is minus e, no, right? This point is minus e, and gradient of graph and gradient m of this graph is v over 4. Gradient of graph is v over 4. Right? Theory class තියෙනවා, paper class තියෙනවා. නෑ, අදීස නෑ. යනවා. බලන්න. අපිත් එහෙනම් ක්ලාස් නවත්තලා වණ ගෙදර එන්නද? ඈ? කාලෙකින් බණ මතක් කෑවේ. හරිද? Finish? No? Then finish it. Okay, finish it, finish it. Optics याद करो मैं? हाँ? धीरे धीरे optics यार ना होगे? अटक कर दिया. अरे finished? See, now gradient of graph is gradient of graph is v over 4. So v is 4 times gradient, right? And intercept of graph is, right? Minus intercept is minus e, no? So intercept is e, right? E is no, right? Which method is more accurate? What do you think? The previous one, right? Right? Same things were determined using this experiment and the previous one, right? Which method is more accurate? This one. This one is more accurate, right? Because this is a graphical method, right? Okay, right now. Gradient is v over 4. Make gradient. No method introduce kara. V is 4 times gradient, and intercept is e. Metherin වැඩි කරා. graph එක හතුවා ආයි මොකුත් calculations නැහැ. හරිනේ? Write down below. since gradient and intercept of graph is known, 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 V and E can be determined. 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 Right. Okay, theory is finished. Then write the method. Method එකේ ඇත්තම කලින් එක වගේමයි. කලින් එක වගේමයි. There's a small difference. Same කියලා දෙන්න බෑ. නැත්තම් දෙනවනේ. There's a small difference. අරක වගේම තමයි. More or less the same. Right? එකක් මතකයි නම් මේකේ පොඩි change එකක් තියෙනවා. Right? Same කියලා දෙන්න බෑ. ඊට පස්සේ මට තමයි වැරුණා මේ පාඩම් කරලා ලියන්න ගිහිල්ලා ප්‍රශ්නෙකට. Right, write down method. ඇයි මේක tuning fork එක දැන් වෙනස් කරන්න ඕනේ? Right? Tuning fork එක වෙනස් කරන්න ඕනේ. හා? ඔය ඒකේ ලස්සන ලියන්න බෑ නැත්නම් ඉතින් same කියලා ලියලා tuning fork එක වෙනස් කරනවා කිව්වහම අවුල්නේ වැඩේ. හරිනේ? හරි. First point method. Method. First point. Immerse tube inside. Immerse tube inside. Water in tall jar. Water in tall jar. Water in tall jar. And gradually increase vibrating length, gradually increase vibrating length by raising the tube until an intense sound is heard for the first time. An intense sound is heard for the first time. Right? Next point. Note down කියන්නේ point එකේ. Note down the respective frequency of tuning fork, and length of tube at this instance, Oh, I missed one thing. Higher skill given any? Third point, next point, Mike. Yeah. Next point. Repeat the experiment from highest frequency to repeat the experiment from highest frequency to lowest frequency, in set of tuning forks, and record the values in the following table, and record the values in the following table, right? Length is measured in centimeters, right? Then frequency in hertz, 1 over frequency, because we need 1 over frequency to plot here, 1 over hertz. Right? Next point. Plot the variation of L. Plot the variation of L. Plot the variation of L. Plot the variation of L against 1 over F. Plot the variation of L against 1 over F. Plot the variation of L against 1 over F. Next point. Determine V and E. Determine V and E. Determine V and E using gradient and intercept of graph. Using gradient and intercept of graph. Using gradient and intercept of graph. Using gradient and intercept of graph as discussed under theory. As discussed under theory. Using gradient and intercept of graph as discussed under theory. Right? Okay. Practical number 7. Right. Listen. In this last page, I have put the years where these questions have appeared. Right? So all of you got either classified structured essays or a past paper book, no? Right? So what you can do is you can find these questions and try them out. Right? Before you forget this, before you forget this, again, the මේකයි ඊළඟ ටර්ම් ටෙස්ට් එකට ලං වෙලා කරලා වැඩක් නැහැ. හරිනේ? එතකොට ඉතින් අවදලාදී මේ questions ටික මෙතන ඔක්කොම දාලා දෙන්නේ. කරලා බලන්න. Right? It's better if you can do it using the classified one. Classified එක තියෙනවා නම් ඉතින් හොඳම ලේසි. ඒතර මේක ඕනෙත් නැහැ එතකොට. If you got the classified one. Classified page through structured essays. Right? ඒකේ කොහොමද තියෙනවනේ. Right? For others, anyway, I have mentioned the years here. Right? එතනින් ඒක බලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. That's it. And if you are not in the channels, you can access the channel using this QR here. Right? If you are not in the channel. Right? Listen now. Any questions? Any questions? 2 minutes. Any questions? From any experiment, from any of the experiments that we discussed today? Anything? All good? All good? What about you? Is it all clear? Huh? Online? Online? 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Online? Any questions? Or is it all clear? Clear. Right. Clear. Right. Okay. We managed to end this at 2:35 now. මම ඇත්තටම හිතේ 3වත් වෙයි කියලා. ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඉතින් අර දක්ෂයින්ද හොඳයි ලේසි ඉක්මනට ටක් ගාලා කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right. Listen. Now, since you know all 6 experiments here under waves, right? questions stick කරන්න ඕනේ. Questions stick කරන්න ඕනේ plus you are going to get questions from these ones, right? Plus optics උත් මම දානවා in coming up papers, right? These questions will roll up in coming up papers. ඇත්තටම මම දැන් හෙට discussion එකෙත් මේ එක question එකක් තියෙනවනේ first එක තියෙනවා. හරි? හෙට එකේම තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ that you have already written, right? ඒකත් හොඳයි. ඒතකොට දන්නවනේ මොනවද කරලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා. but ඒකේ පොඩි මේ modified part එකකුත් add කරලා තියෙන්නේ හොඳේ. මේ උඩ මෙන්න මේ string එක මේකක් වට යනවා කියලා කතාවක් තිබ්බනේ. එහෙම කරන්න හොඳ නැත්තේ කියලා එහෙම අහලා තියෙනවා. එහෙම ඒ කියන්නේ හොඳ නැත්තේ කියන්නේ ඒක why it's not suitable වගේ මොකක් හරි question එකක් අහලා තිබ්බනේ. දැන් ඒකට answer එක දන්නවා. හරි ඒක හෙට බලමු. Right. So likewise, I mean, you can try the past papers here, and I will also add more questions from these ones in coming up papers. Right. So you also can try them and check whether you are comfortable with this. Right. ඇත්තටම mechanics practicals වල වඩා මේ practicals ටික lazy. එහෙම නැද්ද? optics වල වඩාත් lazy. අර mechanics වල වඩා lazy නෑ කියන්නකො. optics වල වඩා නම් කොහොමත් lazy. thermal වල වඩාත් lazy. waves කියලා කියන්නේ in terms of experiments kind of a manageable part. ඇත්තටම manageable. ආයි ගිහිල්ලා බලන්න එතකොට තේරෙයි මේකේ එහෙම ලොකු දෙයක් නෑ කියලා. there's nothing here. හයක් තිබ්බට sonometer එකෙන් දෙකයි. එතකොට ඒ ඔක්කොම sonometer. that is all about sonometer. අර set of frequency මේ set of tuning forks and one tuning fork කියන එක විතරයි වෙනස් වෙන්නේ. and two is from tubes. එතනින් හතරක් ඉවරයි. ඊට අනිත් එක spring and pendulum. ඇත්තටම මේ හරිය lazy. Right? So go through again and make yourself comfortable. Right? Because we are only 33 weeks ahead of the exam. Right? 33 weeks. Days වලින් ගත්තොත් I haven't counted 200 බලලා දිනනවා කවුරු නේ? ඒ වගේ 235 වගේ නේද? Something like that. මම weeks සාමාන්‍යයෙන් බලන්නේ තව ලඟ වුණාම තමයි days බලන්නේ. 33 weeks now. Right? Now we have to plan for August now. We don't know. For August, if the exam is on August, only 33 weeks. Right? And listen, about optics. Now, about optics, the next practical seminar is also coming up. Right? Other seminars coming up are optics, thermal, and current electricity. මේ තව තුනක් තියෙනවා. Right? And they will also come in the coming months. Right? Updates වලට නම් channel එකෙන් ඕන එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. Now, if you need to join optics or other coming up practical seminars also, you can keep in touch. Right? ඉඳලා ඒවට join වෙලා කරගන්න කොහොමවත් free කරන්න. හරි? මේ විදියම තමයි. Right? I can't say now whether it's going to be a day seminar or a night seminar. That will check with the availability. Now this time also I was planning for a day seminar. You know the story, right? I was planning for a day seminar and it was planned for the last week of November, right? And had to postpone due to flood disaster. That's why I had to pick this time. This is also the first time I'm doing a night seminar, a physical one actually. Physical night seminar like this. For practicals, first one, seminars කරලා තියෙනවා discussions, not practical seminars. Right? Now, participation is good. That's a good thing. Let's see how we can do the optics one. All other three are coming up. ඒ ටික ටිකක් ළඟ ළඟ set වෙයි. Probably I'll be planning the optics one around end of January or February. End of January or first weeks of February. ඒ වගේ තැනක තමයි plan කරන්නේ. Let's see. Right? ඊට පස්සේ somewhere around April, by the end of April or somewhere around April ගොඩක් වෙලාවට, right? Thermal, and around the end of May, right? Most probably electricity. වගේ rough plan එකක් තියෙන්නේ, right? That's my timeline. That's my plan for now, right? Let's see. All right. All good, no? Right. Then we'll wind up. 228 days. Right? Days බලන කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා. I didn't see. Thanks. 228 days. මම around 230 කියලා. ඒ වගේ තමයි යන්නේ. 33 weeks, something like that. හරිනේ. not a big time 228 days කියලා කියන්නේ එහෙම ලොකු එකක් නෙමෙයි ඔය. නිකම්ම යනවා. because now මේ new year එක අමතක කරන්නකො. after Sinhala and Tamil New Year වෙසක් පොසොන් ඒ සීසන් එක තමයි ඉක්මනට යන්නේ. මේ ටික නම් එහෙම ලොකුවට සෙලිබ්‍රේට් කරන්නෙත් නැහැ. අර 3 months එහෙම ටක් ගාලා යනවා. ඒක තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. right? ඔන්න අවුරුදු කියලා නැගත් කරනවා. ඊට පස්සේ වෙසක් එකට තොරණක් දැම්ම බලනවා වෙසක් කුඩු හදනවා. පොසොනුත් මොකක් හරි අර 30 පස්සේ ගිහිල්ලා මොකක් හරි කරනවා. එකපාරට ඕගස්ට්. ඒක තමයි වෙන්නේ. මේ කල්ලා බලන්න නෙමෙයි. ඉඳලා බලන්න. එහෙම වෙනවා. so therefore 228 කියලා කියන්නේ එහෙම ලොකු ටයිම් එකක් නෙමෙයි. right? okay. so prepare yourself and don't waste even a single minute nowadays. Right? Every second counts. Every minute counts. Minute නෙමෙයි, every second counts. Every second counts. Every second is going to impact on your final result. Where you are going to end up. That is going to change where you are going to end up in your life. That's the thing. Right? The engineering යන්න ඕන කෙනෙක් physical ගියාට පස්සේ එතනින් පස්සේ ඉතින් ඔක්කොම අර path එක it's totally different. engineering කියලා කරපු දේ physical කියලා කරන්න බෑනේ. I'm not condemning physical. ඒක හොඳයි. හොඳයි. හැබැයි ඔයාලට potential එකක් තියාගෙන engineering යන්න physical එකකට ගිහින් වැඩක් නැහැ. ඒතර එතනින් පස්සේ ඔයාලට දිගටම ආයි මරණකම් ඉතින් physical එකට අදාළ job එකක් කරන්න වෙන්නේ. ආයි engineering degree එකක් කරන්න බෑ. That's the thing. PhD එකක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. From that side, if you are doing higher physics, higher chemistry or something like that. ඒ sides වල යන්න පුළුවන්. Since you are more like to be with physics, higher physics වගේ කරනවා නම් එහෙම ගිහිල්ලා යන්න පුළුවන්. field එක වෙනස්. IT වලට යන්න ඕන නම් ඉතින් IT වලට යන්න ඕන කෙනෙක් physical ගියොත් totally different. Something like that. IT යන්න ඕන කට්ටිය ඉන්නවනේ. Right? You are doing chemistry or ICT? Chemistry or ICT? Chemistry. හරි ICT ගැන දාවෝද? විහංග දන්නවා. අදීශ දන්නවා. මේ ඉන්නේ. හරි ICT වගේ කරන කෙනෙක් මේ ඉතින්නකෝ ICT related එකකට යන්න බැරුව වෙන open degree එකකට වගේ යනවා කියලා. යන්න පුළුවන් තව open degrees කීපයක් තියෙනවා. path එක totally different. UOM AI වගේ යන්න ඉඳලා University of Monaco AI වගේ යන්න ඉඳලා වෙන එකකට යන්න එහෙම වුණොත් ඒක මාර අපරාධයක්. right? දැන් AI එහෙම මේ දවස්වල මාර demand එක. තාම second batches දෙකයි ඇතුලේ ඉන්නේ. only 2 batches are in. No one has passed out. right? ඉන්න senior batch එකත් second year එකේ තාම ඉන්නේ. right? Okay, we'll wind up. The point is, don't waste even a minute of time, even a second of time these days, and utilize it. Right? Okay then. All good, no? Right. Then, කටියකම ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා කොහොමද යන්නේ? ඔයගොල්ලෝ? ඇවිල්ලාද? Boys? කොහොමද යන්නේ?